I'm a big Hollow Knight enjoyer personally, so
No, you're not, you liar.
I love it. Hey Foster.
Hey, what?
Hey, welcome to Game Serial, where once a week we dip our toes into the bottom of the steam bowl, and we're going to see what kind of games we can fish out. Is it going to be soggy or crunchy, sweet or salty, or did they just forget the milk? Well, we're going to find out. And it's going to be all at the cost of a box of cereal. How's it going?
It's going good. Feeling ready. Got a coffee in me, you know.
I don't. I have my
Ready to go.
coffee at like 6:30 a.m. today at work, and then I worked and I came back and I went to sleep and I haven't had any more because I don't need more than 3 shots of espresso, I think.
30 shots in one cup.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I had never done that. I'd always been a double shot guy. And then one time my boss accidentally mixed up our coffee orders and he gave me his and it had 3 shots and I liked it.
Yeah, sometimes
I
I
looked back.
sometimes I feel like 3 isn't enough. And I'll drink my whole ass triple shot and I'll still be so tired my whole shift and I'll be like, man, I'm not gonna drink more. I mean, there are people though that come through and get 6-shot espressos and have a wonderful day. At least I assume, or they have a terrible day. I don't know. It's a lot of options. Also, people that come through and get like huge cold brews, which are the equivalent of like 2 or 3 shots, and they get like 3 of them every day.
It's because they're good.
I'm like, God
Who
damn,
cares, man?
Yeah.
Caffeine's good for you.
Yeah,
100%.
no matter how
care.
much.
You been playing anything this week other than our game serial game?
I played a couple hours of Marvel Rivals. I
Still
played
Grandmaster?
no, because they de-rank you for the new season. So they de-rank you, I think 7
You're
ranks.
bad.
So I went from Grandmaster 3 to Gold 1, and I think now I'm at Platinum 2 because I just haven't played that much through this season. I've also found it harder to rank up
sure.
this season. But maybe I'm just worse this season. I don't know.
Or the normies stop playing.
Yeah,
as
now
much
it's
after the
more
first
sweat.
season.
I don't know. I think it still has like 400,000 concurrent
Crazy.
players or something.
That's so crazy.
might even
Why
be
are there
more than it was at
400,000 idiots
launch.
that want to play a hero shooter like that still?
Because it's so much fun.
Y'all, we had 2016. Was that when Overwatch came out?
I don't know. Maybe.
It feels like before that.
I think it was 2015, 2016, somewhere around there.
Okay. It was that time.
Yeah.
Bunch of freaks.
Bunch of
I know I'm
lovely
in the
freaks.
minority here, but listen. Bunch
Yeah.
of freaks.
Bunch of freaks. Says the guy that loved Concord.
Concord was good. Concord was good. You don't understand. No one will ever understand. I'm just holding out hope for Marathon now. That's where all
fuck
my
is
dreams are
Marathon?
lying. It's Bungie's extraction shooter.
Yeah, no one's gonna play that shit.
People are gonna play it. 'Cause
Nah,
it's
people
Bungie.
might play it for a week and then
No, people are gonna play it. It's their Destiny successor. People are definitely gonna play it. But it's gonna be just like Destiny, where you ask all the players if it's good, and they're all gonna say no, it sucks.
yeah.
And then
yeah,
play
that's
800
fair.
hours of it.
Yeah. I'll play it if it's free 99.
I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a $70 game.
Yep, not getting that.
$70 game as
That's
usual.
a little much. Yeah, that's been about it though.
It's not very gamer of you.
No, I've watched a couple movies. Let me open my
I know,
letterbox.
popping off on Letterbox.
Let's see. I watched The Thing from 1982.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one. Watched Army of Darkness, Hellraiser,
Great movie. Mm-hmm.
The Wrestler.
Classics.
I don't know if I mentioned The Wrestler last time. That was the last one I watched.
What's The Wrestler?
It's by the dude that did Black Swan. And it's like, I think he does Whiplash too. I actually don't know. I could
good
just be
movie.
speaking out my ass there. Darren Arfronsky. No, he doesn't do Whiplash. I lied. But it's this retired.
Aronofsky?
I don't know. I just skimmed through his name. Aronofsky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Darren
yeah.
Aronofsky. But it's this old wrestler who's way past his prime and he's all hurt and injured, but he's still doing like wrestling gigs, but he lives in like a trailer and like can't pay his rent and goes to a strip club every night and gets drunk. And then he has like a heart attack, and they're like, "Hey, you can't wrestle anymore." And he's like, "Okay." And then this motherfucker.
I wonder what he does next.
And it's really good. You should definitely watch it. I rented it for $3.99 on Amazon Prime Video.
Or I could just watch the wrestling episode of Always Sunny.
True, it's about the same.
Sounds
honestly,
like the same plot.
he's kind of like
TBH.
the dude. I forget the guy's name. The guy that calls Mac
Forget.
the N word.
Been watching it again. Been watching Always Sunny again, and God, what a good show.
That's what Brent was saying. Brent was like, I just started watching Always Sunny again. I was like, I know I need to hop on.
Funny.
I might need to get back on the grind.
I think we should talk about the decline in the quality of our chicken horse runs.
Speak
I've just
for
been
yourself.
contemplating.
A win's a
I
win.
feel like our platform designing skills are tanking, and maybe we should learn some lessons from games like Celeste, Mario, Hollow Floor. Question mark?
It's a good transition. I will say, to your point of us being ass at designing maps and chicken horse, I would argue it's quite the opposite, and we're too good at designing maps, and it has
that's why we can't
surpassed
complete them.
It surpassed our platforming skills, our map design.
I don't think that's how game design works.
I think that's what happened. Yeah.
I guess I take it back that we need to stop trying continue our level design progression, but we just need to get good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hop
well,
on the grind.
Yeah. Way to throw off my perfect segue, by the way.
Yeah. You're no worries.
I was teeing you up. I was teeing you up for success. Look where you led us.
Well, I'll still cut it in. It'll make sense. I'll fix it in post.
Sense. Yeah. Oh, with
Anyway.
the magic of production, anything is possible.
Well, anything that I can do in a reasonable amount of time without putting too much effort
Without putting,
into figuring
too much
something
effort,
out.
Yeah. There's a sweet spot for sure. Okay.
So Hollow Floor. Hollow Floor is an exploration-based single-sitting Metroidvania inspired by and Redder. Hollow Floor is a relaxed game that is full of secrets and hard challenges that can be tackled at any moment in the game or completely ignored. Released August 26, 2024, developed by Ahmed Khalifa, Pete Gresser, and published by Cheesy Holes.
Also my man. Love Cheesy Holes.
Of Cheesy Holes.
Just love them. Yeah. Hollow Floor, pretty cool game. Definitely takes inspiration not just from VVVVV and Redder. Obviously taking inspiration from I feel like we've just recently got kind of a wave of these kind of mysterious vibed indie platformers where it's like screen by screen Metroidvania. I mean, my mind immediately goes to Animal Well from last year, was like that on a level far beyond most, right? Like that was like a lot of people's like game of the years.
Sure.
And then one sec, I have it written down. One of the very first game in UFO 50 actually. Barbuda,
of course.
Barbuda is very similar to this. And I think it's just an interesting trend to me. And I guess I'm interested to hear what you think. Did this game do it well? Did it do it poorly? What did you like about this game? Initial thoughts, vibes, feelings, whatever you got.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a good time. It did say single sitting. I did indeed beat it in a single sitting. In that single sitting was in fact today.
Yep. Procrastinating as usual.
Yeah, it was more of like I was doing shit and then I was like, oh well, I'll just beat that game tomorrow because I figured it would be short. And sure enough, it was short. So
it was short. They got you.
I 100%ed it. At least without doing like the extra game modes or whatever, or like the achievements that are like go through the whole game without dying once and beating every challenge level or whatever.
Yeah. You got all 104 rooms and all 99 coins.
Exactly. Yeah. And I beat all three of the challenge levels.
Yes. All three orbs.
All three orbs. First one pissed me off. Not the green one. The first one I did was the brown one. I didn't do the green one first. I didn't run into the green one first.
Oh, that's so interesting that you can even do that in that order.
Yeah, I mean, I just never went into that room because I was just going to random rooms basically. I kind of just
That's
went
crazy.
through until I realized how to finish the game, which was, I think you only needed one of the challenge orbs to open the final door, to be fair, or like a certain
Yeah.
amount of coins or something. But once I got, I think, two of the orbs, I was like, okay, I need to go into the other, like the green level and get the green orb too. So then I went back. Like that was the last one I did, which was super easy because I had
That's
all three.
wild.
I had all three levels or power ups
Yeah.
at that point, so I zoomed through it. But yeah, the brown one took me a minute. I was like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah, and it was fucking hard. For those that might not know, I assume most viewers have not even heard of this game, right? It feels pretty small. I think the power-ups were, I feel like I'm derailing us here, but I wanted to explain, like, I guess the progression of the game and
Fair.
the flow and function. Because I really like this too. I also beat it in one sitting. I did the same as you, 104, or not, I didn't do one sitting, but like 2 or 3 sittings, but it only took me 3 hours to beat it.
Yeah.
Which could have
Okay.
been a single sitting game. And yeah, it was just really fun. And the progression is, yeah, you spawn in these 3 orbs, and they fly away. You got to get them.
I didn't even notice that.
And every orb you get a, or I guess maybe not every orb you get, but like, yeah, every orb you get a new power up. And they're all movement based. There's no combat in this guy. And
Well, you don't get your
I-
power ups from the orbs. You just get them from like little items on the ground.
oh, really?
Yeah.
You find them. Yeah, you find them first, then you have to do the challenge room to get.
Yeah,
the orb.
and I think it's like
Okay.
it's made so that you can't get to the challenge room until you have the orb that you need to
Yeah.
go do that challenge, basically.
That is right. Yeah, and so you do that, and I found that. I just found it really, really, really enjoyable. I think that the moves themselves, the like abilities you got, I thought they built off each other super, super well. 'Cause
Yeah.
you start this game not being able to jump at all, right? So like you're just like, the platforming is like timing your falls perfectly, like climbing up a vine and then like falling off the very top of it just to grab the next vine like just above the spike floor or whatever. And I found that fun, and you had to be precise enough to where it was actually engaging, right?
Yeah.
At least I felt so. And then you get the not jump right away, but you get the ability to like float, and then it becomes like a
Yes.
stamina management as like you're trying to float
And
far
grab a
enough
vine.
and grab a vine or like drop in the perfect spot, like past the spikes. And that was intriguing to me. And then you get the thing where like the next one you get is the jump ability, where you're able to hover, and then when you release the hover, you jump. But it forces you to jump, so then it becomes like, okay, well now this area I was hovering through before, you have to be extra careful because if you let go of that jump, you're gonna slam yourself into the spikes on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And so then you're able to move vertically, and then the map opens up vertically, and then
It
the
was
last one you get is
yeah.
basically just infinite jumps.
Yeah.
And then you go real vertical with it.
Which is,
It
and
was
you
just
still
really
manage
interesting
your
progression.
stamina because you have to get a full jump to reset your stamina up to what you need, but also you can kind of mash it and you're fine if you're like going against like
Yeah.
a ceiling. I did like that, like when you get the jump and the walk, rather than just being like a complete straight upgrade, it does kind of fuck some stuff up at first when you don't realize how it works.
Yeah.
Where it's like you can't let go of jump without dropping when you're walking, but you can just hold down, which I found out later, and you'll just completely drop. But for that first bit, I was like, oh man, gotta
Yeah.
change up my whole style.
You totally have to like recalibrate because everything's mapped to only one button in this game, right? So it's like, yeah, this button that you've been using for like, I don't know, it's not that long, like 45 minutes if you're timing it in between each one, maybe like 30 to 45 minutes. Like you get very used to how it feels to move around, and then all of a sudden they just totally flip how your movement works.
Yeah.
Especially in between that first and second
Yeah.
ability.
I think the third one, it just kind of is like, go crazy.
It's God mode.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, you can just enjoy and like jump around the map now.
And it was fun going back through older levels with all the abilities, like older like rooms, and just being able to go through them in like 1 second. Because you don't need to be like
Yeah.
a pussy climbing vines. You can just fly around instead.
Yeah, I did think that it wasn't I felt, I guess, that the difficulty scaled really well though. Like throughout the whole game, like even when I had all the abilities, you would still hit like just enough rooms to make you think about your platforming and have to be precise about it, but without having so many rooms that were annoying that it became like a chore to move around the map.
Yeah.
Like you could speed through the map and then all of a sudden you hit a room and be like, okay, wait, I got quick, precise jumps, well, like spaced jumps over spikes when there's spikes above you too. So you have to like lower yourself to the perfect level, right? And like hop over. And I just thought that was super well balanced, I guess. Like the level design itself was definitely more well thought out than I guess I would have imagined when I booted up the game.
I think Brown was probably the most challenging in my opinion.
Now, was Brown
Was the jumping and walking and like turrets that would shoot at you, but you don't get a fly. It was the second power up area kind of. I think that was probably the hardest for me, with probably a combination of both. I think it's easier once you get flying and you're learning how to work the whole jump and walk thing perfectly. Because I think the portal area where you get the flying was not that hard for me. There was a couple coins that were really confusing to get.
Yeah,
in that area,
those portals were like discombobulated me like crazy.
And it was because it was like the ones like the last few coins I had to get were like ones that were hidden in walls, and you had to find the secret entrance to it. And I was like, in that portal room, there was one where I was like, it took me like 10 minutes of jumping around into every single wall before I could get it. It was a little bit brutal.
Yeah. It was embarrassing how long it took. Like that was my last coin was also in one of the portal rooms.
So how? Yeah.
Oh, confusing. Go ahead.
How long did it take you to beat the game, and how many deaths did you have?
Oof. I had like 250 deaths. Because one of the brilliant things about this game, and we'll get into it later, I made a list of things that Metroidvanias should have. Like I have like a needs list from a good Metroidvania after playing this game. And one is quick respawns. Yeah, I died 290 times, but I was also watching TV, like during some of the challenge rooms.
Yeah.
And I would just very like half-assedly just be going through it while watching TV and just dying over and over and over again. Which was great. And then it took me 2 hours and 59 minutes to beat the game.
Okay, I was I think most of my deaths definitely came from the challenge rooms as well, and they were the most annoying deaths because you have to restart from the start, barring the little checkpoints that you get.
Yep. Yeah, you have to go through essentially like 5 rooms, like 5 mini rooms to get to the like orb or whatever. You have to restart all those.
I had 193 deaths, and I beat the game in 1 hour and 21 minutes. Or I guess I
blew through that thing.
Yeah, I was like I literally started at I think like 5:15 today. So I like 100%ed it at like 6:45.
God damn, dude. Crazy.
I didn't think I was gonna 100% it because I was like, I don't know if I want to go search around for the last few rooms and coins, but then like out of nowhere it just said like, oh, you got the achievement from finding every room, and I was like, oh, okay. Then I'm like, I'm right fucking there. Never mind. I'll just finish it real quick. But yeah,
once again, just being a gamer-ass gamer,
hey.
proving me, just showing I'm just garbage. It's terrible at video games.
It's the PC difference. I also was locked in and not distracted the whole time.
That would help a lot. Yeah, that would go a really long way. I was watching the new Castlevania season that came out, and so anytime a fight would happen, which was all the time, I would watch that and then go back to the game.
No, I was in I need to finish this before game serial mode, so I was just like constantly holding a button.
Are you a Metroidvania person at all?
No.
Okay.
But I like this one. This one was fun.
I'm not either.
And to be fair, to that credit, my least favorite part of the game was walking back through the rooms I'd already cleared to go get the other coins in other rooms, which is like the big part of Metroidvanias of retracing your steps. So that part I still didn't like, but the platforming gave me like Dojuran vibes where I was like, it was hard, but when you do it, it feels good. I think Dojuran was still way harder, obviously, because that took us so much longer to beat. But
yeah, Dojuran had the benefit of being linear as well. And I feel like when you're linear, you can make it more challenging because you're not asking the player to run through it over and over.
And have like worse checkpoints and everything. Maybe not worse, but harder checkpoints. A less forgiving checkpoint system.
I don't know, man. As far as Metroidvanias go, like, I really don't like them, and I feel like I'm entering a Metroidvania era with like my love now of the new Prince of Persia game. Like I'm like 35 hours into that game right now.
Damn.
It's crazy. It's a huge game. And then I was playing this on the side, and I was just not getting bored of it. Like I was actually, because when I was playing, I wasn't getting a lot of the coins because I'm not really the collector guy most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that also added to my playtime because I got mostly through the game. Like I got 2 of the 3 abilities, and I had like most of the coins left over.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I don't really want this to be over. Like I'm actually enjoying this so much that I'm gonna now, like probably like multiply my playtime by like 50%.
See, that's interesting. I don't think I would have enjoyed the game if I wasn't going for every coin like right away. Basically, like I think once I beat the game, I had like 10 or 15 coins. Like once I had finished all the challenge rooms, I had like maybe 10 or 15 coins I hadn't collected. And I think if I was just like skipping through them, I would have just been like, I don't know what the fuck I'm platforming around for. But I figured right away that the whole point was to get the coins. So I thought those were like the actual main objective, like basically the whole time. Yeah. That's what like you were getting by getting your power ups. You were getting the ability to collect coins. Mm-hmm. And I'd like when you'd go back through to get something else, you'd be able to collect those coins and everything. By like flying through the air now, because you can do that. Or jumping. Some of them were just like literally you just couldn't get them because they were stuck up in a corner. But then once you got the jump, you could just go and dink. I also loved getting like 6 coins in one run and then dropping them all off at once.
Man, they're all on your tail. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it felt good.
And then you die.
Like, and then you'd hit like a hard room though. Yeah, and it's like, fuck, I got all these coins. Now I'm like sweating because if I die, I'm going to have to go collect them all again.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt very, very good. Yeah, I think that just goes back to how like we played it differently too.
Yeah.
Like it being like kind of a background game for me made it so I was much less bothered for running around.
Yeah,
I was doing it kind of mindlessly. I wrote in my notes, that Hollow Floor did what Geno Panic wished it could do with the hidden pathways, having actual meaningful ones.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were good.
I don't know. I kind of liked the sound effects from Geno Panics when you'd go through the hidden paths. I might be a little impartial to that, but
Geno Panic, I think, was design over substance, whereas this is the opposite. Like it's super pared down.
Yeah.
But that like the platforming and the game and the level design is so much tighter, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because this one's
well thought out.
Very simple. There's literally like 3 obstacles in the entire game, and it's like a spike, a cannon, and a teleporter. And I think that's literally it. Like unless you count like the vines and stuff too. But like even like damaging obstacles, it's literally just spikes and the cannons. I don't think there's a single other thing in the whole game. And they made it work. Yeah. But I would be interested to see if they expanded it and made more different obstacles, or like maybe like walking enemies, you know, that just go left and right of patrol, or more obstacles, I guess. But also they make you master these ones but through your course of playing for, you know, anywhere from an hour and 21 minutes to 4 hours or 5, whatever it took you, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. 6, 7 hours, 8 hours.
9-10 hour game.
Yeah.
When I said I put 35 hours into Prince of Persia, I was actually
this game.
Yeah. It's really hard, dude.
Like I still haven't beat it.
I think that this is one where I would be interested in seeing what the developers do next, because this came out pretty recently, I think.
Yeah, it came out August of last year.
Yeah, so I do wonder. I'm interested to see what they do next, just because one day I talk like most weeks about judging a game for what it was attempting to do, and like what this game, I feel like, set out to accomplish. It accomplished. Also,
still super low popularity on Steam. It's only got 55 reviews.
Slept on.
Mm-hmm. We reached into the bottom of the indie barrel for this one.
We did, and this one actually cost as much as a box of cereal. It was only,
this is the most true to game cereals ethos that we've had so far.
Which is perfect.
Yeah,
the perfect game in every way. 10 out of 10.
And that's why we're rating it 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just something so cozy about a game like this that I love.
The music was good. I liked it. Was soothing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get
It's
pissed
very
off
soothing.
really outside of like a couple times in the challenge rooms. Also, one thing that kind of messed me up was when you respawn, I'm trying to like jump immediately off my respawn, and it would instead send me to the main menu because I'd be standing on the bell, and it did that to me like 50 times, which got annoying.
Okay. I will say I only listen to music in the very beginning of the game because I'm a sound off kind of guy.
Which is crazy.
So I don't know if it changed from challenge room to
I think it
challenge
did. I
room
think
or
it changes
game, like,
per
area to area.
like biome or whatever. Yeah.
That's nice. Maybe I'll go back and listen. I'm not.
No, you're not gonna do that. Don't you lie. Yeah.
Definitely not gonna do that. Yeah. Going back to like you said, like you never felt frustrated by it, other than like the two things you said, like the challenge rooms and the thing.
Well, they didn't necessarily
was-
like the challenge rooms didn't like frustrate me immediately, and like it wasn't like enough where I was like, this fucking sucks. It was just like frustration of like, oh man, I got fucking 4 rooms in and I died because I'm an idiot, and I was impatient at this one part. Now I gotta restart it.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so that kind of proves my point too. It's like it's not that frustrating, right?
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that was very key to like at least my enjoyment of this game, because like I bounce off games like Hollow Knight or games like even like Animal Well, like that are asking me to actually think a little bit.
Of course.
And like this was more of like it was like a cozy platformer almost,
Sure.
which
Yeah.
I appreciate, and just that's my kind of game, I guess. I don't want to be challenged. I just want to feel nice while playing it and get the little dopamine rushes when I can.
Uh-huh.
Do you have any talking points? I wrote down a couple.
Sounds like you got one.
No, I opened up my notes and Kelsey wrote that she loved me in my notes.
Oh,
Because I shared them with her so she could read my written review.
she wrote that too in mine.
You wrote you love Wyatt in his notes? No, I was joking.
What?
Oh, it was that I think that Metro, and if we get into my like things that Metroidvania needs, but at least this one did well, was distinctive screen to screen like locations, I guess. Not only with the color from biome to biome being very clear, even like depicted on the map, but like just the physical layout of the screen, and I think that was recognizable, so I never felt lost. And I know that's because you can see a map like every 3 screens.
I
which
used that
helped
map a
lot.
ton. Yeah, I think that was very
I used
helpful.
it a lot. It was really nice. It made just my enjoyment of the game go way up. And then being able to see like I can picture most of the screens, like not most of them. I can picture a lot of the screens right now, and I'm like looking at screenshots of the game, and I know where that is on the map. And I think that's because it's so simple and pared down, but it's just something I appreciate a lot while playing it. Because when I play a game like Hollow Knight, and every fucking screen looks the exact same to me, and I know it's gonna like piss people off, but it all looks very, very, very similar, like screen to screen. Like the artwork isn't identifiable, and because a game like Hollow Knight, where like a lot of the times it's like gray on gray or like green on green, like you don't get that distinctive like level silhouette that I kind of want when I'm playing a game that is kind of meant to get you lost in its world. So
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah,
It's
hey.
important to me, and Hollow Floor did pretty good.
There you
Did
go.
a good job. Of course, there's a lot less rooms than Hollow Knight,
Well, you know.
like way less. That's fine.
It's also probably a lot less like powers, and there's no combat like in Hollow Knight. And...
Yeah, and like this one's like fun to play.
Okay, yeah. I'm a big Hollow Knight enjoyer personally, so
No, you're not, you liar.
I
Don't
love it.
listen
That's
to
why I
him,
drafted
people.
it for
Why does not
Fantasy
play-
Critic. I play good games
Metroidvania.
like Hollow Knight.
He does not play good games. He plays fucking Marvel Rivals.
It's a good game.
Not a good game. It's boring.
It's
I watched you
not-
play it. When I watched you play the other night, like before we played D&D and you were streaming it to us, I was like, God, it looks like so just lame.
There's like a billion things happening. That's crazy.
It's like too much. Like it's like overwhelming to watch because there's just so much happening that nothing's happening.
So that's how I felt the first like 3 games I played of it, and then it clicked because then you start learning all the characters, and then it becomes less of a like it turns into like, okay, this person has their ultimate, and this guy has his ability on cooldown, so I'm gonna wait for him to get his ability off of cooldown and reuse it, And then once this guy uses his ultimate, I'm going to use mine to counter his ultimate. And then hopefully at that point, my other guy here is doing his job and he's doing this. And my Wolverine has tackled their tank and fucking Iron Man's jerking off in the corner or something. And then it all clicks together and then you lose and you hate everything.
You hate yourself and you get deranked.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
You blame your teammates.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. It couldn't be your fault. That's ridiculous.
No, I'm always doing my job.
You have any more Hollow Knight thoughts? Bits and bobs.
No Hollow Knight thoughts. I do have maybe some.
Oh. Shit. Hollow Floor. They definitely put Hollow in the title to get the searchability.
Oh, 100%.
Like search in Metroidvania and type in Hollow. Like.
That
was the goal.
Gosh, I don't think I do.
Can we speak on the map for a second? I know I already kind of talked about it being like readable, but I really, really liked like when I was in the coin searching mode and just going for coins, I really appreciated that you could see which direction you could enter a screen from. Like if you open the map, you know what I mean? Like you could see which areas like it'd be like open on one side of the little cuboid.
Yeah.
Little square. And it helped a lot just being like, okay, I know at least how to get around, and then sometimes secret entrances wouldn't be included, but because it was like a grid shape and really, really easy to like traverse around to get where you want to be, it was always nice when searching for those secret rooms, because like they were totally like secret like pathways, like you couldn't tell. They're just like on a wall.
You can kind of, yeah, but I think like you're saying, you can gather it from where they are faced on the map. Which is nice. It at least tells you a bit. Because I knew every single time I was like, I need to be in like this room below it to get up to this coin.
Yeah.
But it's like you just got to find the little crevice that you can walk through.
And on the very few ones where it was like I didn't know which side to come from at first, you at least know, okay, there's only 4 sides it could be. Like at most I have to go to 4 different rooms.
Yeah, and you'll figure it out eventually.
Which made it so there was never that much time in between one coin and another, which like the breadcrumbs of coins down the path were like well spaced out, which was like lubricated by the map, the sticky map. I don't know why I call it sticky, but I did, so I'm just gonna move on from that.
Sticky map my map wasn't sticky. Wait a minute.
I really like this game, dude. The map was nice.
I had a good time. I thought it was a fun little game. I feel like I'm ready to give it maybe like some like number out of a different number or something. Like just like
usually we don't even do numbers, you know. It's just kind of a number out of like a number of things out of.
So I got this idea the other day. I'm gonna run it by you real quick. So let's say you're watching something or you're playing something or you're reading something. You're doing something, right? And like
I do things.
If there was a way for you to like say how much you enjoyed something, and be able to have that so you could compare it to how much you enjoy other things.
Interesting. Yeah, kind of like a grade of some sort.
Like,
and I could grade like a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And I could like rank them in some sort of way, or I could like.
And I was thinking you could do it like, so it's like
convey how much I liked this one thing to this other thing, and then show that to other people. I
was thinking like a cup of water.
Really
You're
idea.
Like, I want this. Like this was like half a cup of water if I was rating something that I thought was like. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good. I like that. I would do like. I think I'd rank in socks. How many socks is this worth to me?
Yeah, I think that's pretty
2
good.
to 3 socks. I rank most things in socks. I've actually converted the majority of my 401k to socks.
Yeah, I pay in socks.
I work at Hanes Company or whatever. Fruit of the Loom. So yeah, they offer 401k sock style.
Yeah. Sock stock.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Stocks are going up in value.
Got a lot of sock stock.
They're made in the U.S. Yeah. Unaffected by tariffs. Don't even worry about it.
Unaffected by terrorists.
Well, we'll see. The next few years go. You know.
Anyway,
so if you were to compare this and come up with some sort of, let's just call it a score.
Yeah.
Maybe a review of sorts. What would you give it?
So I'm gonna give this game 75% of a cup of water.
Good job.
Yeah.
That's how we review things here.
Yeah. Yep, that's my
I
score.
would give this. That's a good score. I myself would give this 85% of a cup of water,
Wow.
I think. Yeah, I think that this is quite a full glass of water.
Yeah. Hey, fair
A
maybe
refreshing one.
I wish it was maybe
It's not
a
a big
bit
glass.
longer.
It's not
but
a
also,
big glass, but it's
yeah, it doesn't overstay its welcome. So
which is the biggest sin a game can commit. And I am looking at you, Dragon Age, as I'm saying that. So
I'm looking at you.
and honestly, Baldur's Gate, but I'm gonna get a lot of hate for that one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's not the most unpopular opinion with Ball. I feel like everyone kind of agrees the hardest part to get through is Act 3, and that's usually when people restart at Act 1. But it also goes to show how fun the game is that rather than get to Act 3 and put down the game, people instead go, all right, I'm going to go start the game over from scratch and make a whole new character and play another 60 hours to get to this point instead of just putting the game down. Yeah, and then doing it all over again.
Which is exactly what I did. Yeah. What a game. We should review that for Game Serial.
Yeah,
Is that your pick for this week?
It might take us a year to get through before we review, but
Yeah, seeing as we could just review the first 2 acts and we'll finish those real quick.
Yeah, there we go.
Do you want to hear my
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Okay. This is just the dues. This is my expectations of a Metroidvania. I mentioned one of them earlier, which is quick respawns. If you are challenging at all, I want to be able to respawn. Not even if you're challenging. I just think a Metroidvania, most of them are not that technologically like we don't need a long loading screen to re-render the world from the spawn point. So that shit should be fast. You should die and you should blink and you should be back in the action. Because loading screens are boring and I have a mushy brain and I'll go on my phone. So give me that. And then I have distinctive areas and landmark locations, especially for bigger games. And I've been playing, like I said, Prince of Persia. And it's really nice to have these landmark locations where, screen to screen might not look all that different when you're within one biome. But there are large landmarks. There's this big floating time statue, and there's this big archive of books, and then there's this big underground shipwreck, and they're these things that I can picture very clearly, and I can place them in my mind map of the game, and also they show up on the real map of the game in that one. But I think that having those landmarks makes it so you don't get completely lost if you at least know what is to the north, south, east, and west of you.
Yeah.
I'm talking very fast. I'm out of breath. Easy to read and accessible map. I feel like I kind of touched on that and how that was important for my Hollow Floor experience. It's the same thing in any game. Some games where you don't get a map unless you find the map seller and buy it. Sucks. Don't do that. At least let me see where I've been walking.
So that's a real Hollow Knight sub right there.
That is a real, yes, it is. It is a slight right there. Don't make me at least map where I've been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then let me buy a map to show me the secret areas I haven't found or whatever.
Yeah, there you go.
That's how Prince of Persia works. I think it's totally fair. It's don't show me where I'm going, but then anyway.
Let you retrace it without getting lost.
Yeah, exactly. I can get back to my respawn point or save point or vendor without having to fucking memorize just everything. Let's see. Creative power creep. Give me abilities that aren't boring. You know what I mean? This game, Hollow Knight is a great example where it's the abilities built off themselves in an interesting way. Like we said, we had to recalibrate every time we got one. Prince of Persia is another good one where you're getting in Prince, you get one ability where you can leave a shadow of yourself and then hit a button to teleport back to that spot, which is really interesting. In combat, you can do cool combos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get one where you can just swallow enemies and throw them at people and objects, and you can just hold them with you forever. It's really weird. It's really interesting. So yeah, creative power creep, and also well paced. I don't really want all my abilities in the very beginning of a game, but I also don't want to have to wait 10 hours to get my next one. You know what I mean?
Sure.
That's no fun. Just breeze through these last ones. Tight platforming, obvious. Intuitive level design. I don't want to be tricked. into being lost. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? Like,
yeah, fair enough.
it's okay to not create a labyrinth. Like, you can create a maze, but at least have it like feel good to move through and not frustrating. Convenient fast travel. Listen, it's 2025. We do not need to be making fast travel like not there. We need a fast travel system, and we need it to work well.
If this game was bigger, I would have wanted a fast travel in it. But I
Yeah.
was fine that they didn't have one because you can go through pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, this one you can get from one side of the map to the other in about 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is easy, but you get to, like, I will say Prince of Persia's fast travel is not that great. You can only fast travel from fast travel point to fast travel point. You can't just blip to it from wherever.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is fine, but it does mean you have to run back a little bit more than I'd want to. So
yeah,
that's not great. I just, let me fast travel. Elden Ring gave, like, Miyazaki from Software in all their glory, who just hate their players and want to cause pain.
Sure.
They gave us fast travel.
Yeah.
If they can do it, you can do it. And then meaningful shortcuts. Like, this goes, I think, like, FromSoft does this best, like how levels loop back on themselves to create shortcuts in like an interesting way where you're like, oh my god, I didn't know I was back here. Hollow Floor does it in a much simpler version with like the hollow floors.
Sure.
But I thought that there were some pretty cool ones where like there was no coin involved. It was just I ran into a wall where I hadn't ran into it before, and I was able to walk through and like skip whole ass rooms.
Yeah, there's weird like little like trap skips almost.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them are like when you go back through with a power up, it lets you just go through the wall and skip the level, but you can just find them also without the power up sometimes, and then you just get a nice little free pass through that little obstacle.
Which is awesome. I don't know about you, but it always felt fun to find because like I wasn't expecting it, and I would just accidentally push on a wall and fall through and be like, oh shit.
Yeah, look at that.
It's awesome. So yeah, meaningful shortcuts, and it can be done in a lot of ways, but I want them to be there. I don't just want, like, I don't know, the classic Metroidvania of like, oh, I can unlock this door now.
Yeah.
And it's not done in a creative way. It's just like I've been staring at this door and I've known it was a shortcut for the whole game, but I wasn't able to utilize it until just now. Like, that's not really fun, I guess.
Yeah. You know.
I want to be rewarded for my exploration. So those are my Metroidvania needs. And if you're a game dev out there and you thought, wow, this guy knows what he's talking about, I want him to come design a Metroidvania for me, I will do that.
That's me right there.
I'll do it.
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Oh, you wanna
Like a Metroidvania.
lead? Production lead? I'll come stand behind you and tell you what to do.
Yeah, you know, why not?
I don't know how to code.
Why the hell not?
That's fine. Why the hell not? Anyway, I feel like that was long. Probably not that important to people, but you know, now you guys know how to make a good game. So.
Oh well, hey, you've rated this game. I've rated this game.
Yeah,
I believe
percentage
that
of
means,
glass of water.
as we always do.
As we always do.
I believe that means it's time for me to choose a game.
Tyrant's Realm. God, why? It's a roguelike.
To be fair, that wasn't even the part that got me. It's that it has PS1 graphics.
Yeah, inspired by classic PS1 visuals, explore procedurally generated dark fantasy worlds, battling through dangers that evolve with each run.
And it's Souls-like combat.
And the night is still young. I do see that, which, you know, there is one way to my art, and it is that. So, interesting. Okay. This is basically Elden Ring Night Rain, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I think it is actually. I think they released it under a like pseudonym like name to get some reactions on it, and then they'll decide if they want to fully release it under Form Software or not.
Odd choice that they would like scale down their graphics.
It's
and,
a
like their art
it's a vibe. It's for the vibe.
But they're like, let's take our really beautiful game and, you know, like make it look like mud.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Be cool. Awesome.
Anyway, yeah, it came out about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. So.
Oh hell yeah! I love a new game.
Brand new.
This one also doesn't have very many reviews. No? Actually, it does.
Oh, it has about 10 times more than the other game.
Yeah.
But you know,
that's fine. Cool. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Hope you like a fun Metroidvania. I would absolutely say more than most of the games we've reviewed, that this Hollow Floor is definitely worth your money. It's
Yeah,
very
$3.
cheap.
Yeah.
It's just a couple
maybe
hours
when it's on sale for like $250.
No, no. You buy it at $2.99.
Yeah.
You cheapo. Yeah, just pick up this game, play it, enjoy it, and be the first person to play one of the games we recommend, and then tell us how you thought it was.
Go fuck yourself too while you're at it.